Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program English Takeaway with Sani Sambo on Daybreak Television. In our last video, we talked about nouns. We also gave several examples of nouns and how they could be found in connected speech. And in this fresh video, we shall be talking about types of nouns. If you recall the examples, they were examples from different aspects. And now we want to group them to see how can we classify nouns that we have. Normally, from textbooks and other scholars' views, you find them being classified into only two, either concrete or abstract. When they are concrete, they have physical existence. And when they are abstract, they cannot be seen, felt, or touched. And we call them abstract nouns. But for the purpose of this particular lesson, we shall look at nouns as proper nouns, common nouns, abstract nouns, collective nouns. We also have concrete nouns. So we may have like 5, for instance, although you could find them being classified in different forms and different kinds. But when we look at them in this manner, we may understand them better. So what is a proper noun? Proper nouns are names of particular people or specific people, places, or things. Normally, they are written in capital letters at the initial letter. This is to say that whenever you want to write a proper noun, it must begin with capital letter. When it comes either in the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of a sentence, wherever it appears, if it is a proper noun, it will be written with the first initial letter in capital letters. So, what are the examples? Like I said, they are names of particular people or specific people, places, or things or events. For instance, we have like Sokoto, for instance, is a name of a town, but the particular name given to that town is Sokoto. We could have another town named Abuja or Abia or Lagos. So you could also find names of people. You could have Mariam, for instance, you could have John, you could have Moses. All these are particular names given to particular individuals or specific individuals. We also have names of places. For instance, we say a country, America. You can say, for instance, Ghana. You could also say maybe Ethiopia. You mention them, there are many. You could also have names of days of the week. Days of the week are also proper nouns. For instance, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all these are proper nouns that must be written in capital letter, initial letter. Now, common nouns. Common nouns are names that are common to same kinds of people. For instance, a particular person called John might also answer the name man, might answer the name student, might answer the name teacher. All these names that can be answered or that we can use to refer to people of the same kind are called common. So you can have a particular name as proper noun, and you can have a common name, many common names that you can be referred to. Maybe you are a male, you are a teacher, you are a human being, or you are a learner. All these are common names that you can answer. And anybody in that kind, or in the same kind, or in the same group with you can answer the same common name. So if you look at proper nouns, are particular names specifically referring to particular people. They can refer to particular animals. For instance, a dog. When you have a dog in your house that you name Ducky, or you call the dog Jack, the name Jack here particularizes and refers only to your dog in the house, such that a dog is a common noun, but when you give it a particular name, that particular name is a proper noun given to that particular dog. Now we go to collective nouns. Collective nouns are names of group of people or things that are given a single name to refer to them as a whole. For instance, you can have a country, for instance. So now we have abstract noun. Abstract noun, like I gave an example in the first video, they are names of things that you cannot see, you cannot touch. Sometimes you can feel them, like wind, you can feel it, or breathe, you can feel it, but you can't see them because they do not have physical existence. They do not have physical presence. These are the names of abstract ideas or things. For instance, wisdom. You may be wise, and to be wise is to have wisdom. But where is the wisdom? You can't show it to say this is wisdom, but you can show an indication of somebody who is wise through the application of wisdom. You can also have love, but you cannot see it, you cannot touch it, you cannot show it physically. You can only show an attitude that demonstrate love. And that is why it is easier. It is easier to lie with abstractions, like abstract nouns. Somebody can pretend to love or to hate, and it doesn't exist because it is not something that has tangible, presence that can be seen or touched. We also have loyalty. Loyalty is also abstract. It cannot be seen or touched, and it is also easy to fake loyalty or to pretend to be loyal while you are not. We also have education or knowledge. All these are abstract ideas that cannot be seen, felt, or touched. We have collective nouns. When you put things together, or you put events together, or you put people together, or you put certain things together, and you regard them as single entity and you give them a name, that is a collective noun. For instance, you have a team, you have a community, you have an association, you have a country, you have a state, you have a class, you have a group of people, a gang of criminals, and you could also have a herd of cattle, a pride of lions, a fleet of vehicles, and so on and so forth. All these refer to many people put together, but you refer to them as one entity, for instance. That's why. So these are the types of nouns that we have. You may also look at them from different angles, and you may have like countable, uncountable, and countable nouns are those that you can count, like how many tables in your class, how many chairs in your class, how many books do you have, and so many other things. There are also others that you cannot count, like oil, okay, like water, like petrol, and so many other things that you cannot count, but you can only use a measure of their quantity to measure them. For instance, you can say you have like 10 bottles of water. In this context, you are only counting the bottles and showing the quantity, but you are not counting the water because they are not countable. Viewers, this is where we stop for this particular lesson, and in our next lesson, we shall focus attention on some aspects of pronunciation, especially the problematic consonant sounds that constitute some challenges to some speakers of English in Nigeria and other African countries. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Sani Sambo, saying goodbye.